Down the road we go for this, the last Tuesday for the month of September. 1 week from today, it's October. September, whew, flying by. It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 24th day of September, 2024. I am Dan Kuntz. Pretty mild again, 61 degrees, beautiful sunrise going on right now. This is the last day that we're going to see more daylight than darkness. We'll have 12 hours and 2 minutes of daylight today. Starting tomorrow, we go below the 12-hour mark for daylight, and we won't be back on the other side of that coin until March 20th of next year for the spring equinox. And it's going to be very warm today, extremely warm for this time of the year, close to a record high, not quite, but pretty darn close. It's going to be pretty warm tomorrow, but the big story Wednesday is going to be early afternoon, a rather robust and strong cold front's going to barrel in to our viewing area. The winds are going to be picking up. Could see some rain, some thunderstorms, more wind. It's going to be a crazy Wednesday and Wednesday night as this sucker's packing a big wallop. And we're going to feel the effects of it from about Wednesday early afternoon all the way through Wednesday night. And then Thursday, Friday, and the weekend looks calm and clear and beautiful. Forecast details are coming up. A lot of news to get to. Mariners had to win yesterday, really, to keep their playoff hopes alive, and they did. And they beat Houston pretty good, 6-1. Houston could have clinched the American League West with a victory yesterday, but they didn't. They'll have another chance today. But the Mariners keep their playoff hopes alive with just, 5 games left. Sports is coming up. Speaking of sports, we got volleyball tonight, by the way. Davis Pirates coming up to visit the Eastmont Wildcats. Our cameras will be at the Eastmont Gym. 7 o'clock will be the first beginning. Our broadcast will begin at about 6:50. They'll get going at about 7 o'clock. Ryan Olson with a call there. Quick reminder there. And speaking of sports, in case you missed it last week, we wanted to re-air the interview that Eric Granstrom did with Ray Washburn, who had a 10-year Major League career, almost all of it, with the St. Louis Cardinals, won a couple of World Series rings in '64 and '67. He now lives in East Wenatchee. He also threw a new no-hitter during the waning days of the 1968 pennant race. It's a great conversation. We'll have that for you in the back half of the program. Here we go, 2.5 minutes after the hour. Our cameras are going to be looking good because it's just a beautiful morning today, just gorgeous. Sunrise was at 6:51 just about 10 minutes ago. Sunset tonight, 6:53. Again, 12 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. We go into the 12-hour mark tomorrow, and we hit 86 on Monday. 86, close to a record high. That is just crazy warm. 63 for the overnight low. Our normal high is 74, so we're well above normal, and we're going to do it again today. If anything, it's going to be warmer this afternoon than it was yesterday. Let's head on up to Lake Wenatchee. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. And calm, clean, smooth, beautiful. I don't know what that is. That little smoke? Maybe few people up there have a fire going tonight or this morning up at Lake Wenatchee. And that's what it looks like, a thin layer of smoke hovering over the lake and the sun just kissing Dirty Face Mountain. I don't see a cloud in the sky up the Lake Wenatchee way. Let's head on out to the monitor camera and say good morning to the monitor in Cashmere area. From this view, that's looking good. Look at that. Just gorgeous. What's still left to be picked, I suppose? Well, we got apples coming up. We're probably closing on the apple season, and pears, I suppose. That's about it. Good morning to Monitor. Good morning to Cashmere. You can make out Stein Hill. And we continue farther north up to Dryden and Peshastin. Huge, beautiful view there, and the enchantments way off in the distance. And down to near Royal City we go. A lot of real estate in that view. They have a few more high clouds down there, the rolling hills, not too far from Royal City. Royal City is basically on the other side of that camera. That's just an awesome view there. Beautiful. A lot of real estate down there. So, windy, very windy. It'll start picking up in intensity about noon tomorrow. By late afternoon, it's going to be blowing good. Look at this. Look at this. This isn't wind gusts. This is sustained winds. It's going to be very windy as this big cold front just comes barreling through. This is the last day that we're going to be under the influence of that ridge of high pressure. But man, when this cold front passes through Wednesday afternoon and evening, it's going to be crazy, blowing dust, a distinct possibility, showers and thunderstorms, all possible. It's going very fast, which is why the winds are going to be so strong. It's going to come and go, and it'll be out of here by Thursday morning. But in the meantime, very windy, and that obviously means fire concerns are a little elevated, especially for those fires that are already existing. If there's any good news out of there, even though the dry conditions 25 to 35% relative humidity, that's not bad for around here for relative humidity. And it's not going to be hot enough for a red flag warning. I can't remember the last time we had a red flag warning in late September, but obviously with the very, very strong winds coming through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, yeah, there is some elevated fire concerns. Knock on wood, maybe we'll get past that. Hope so. From the National Weather Service, sunshine and a near record high. Our record high on this date is 90. We're going to be awfully close to that. That's hard to believe. 88. Our forecast high today. When's the last time we're going to see 88? I don't know. Probably May, maybe June. Enjoy it while you can. 62 for the overnight low tonight. Wednesday, half the day is going to be nice. It'll be sunny and pleasant on Wednesday morning. By Wednesday noonish or so, here come the clouds, and then we have a 50% chance of some showers and thunderstorms. It'll be breezy in the morning, windy in the afternoon, and really windy at night all the way through Wednesday night, 47 for the overnight low. Cold front will be gone by mid-morning Thursday. It'll be calm. It's going to cool us back down. That 74-degree mark you see for the high on Thursday is exactly normal for this time of the year. And then we just have a nice, quiet, not a lot to talk about weather, very benign. On Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the last weekend in September, and Monday, the last day of September. So things are going to calm down once we get through this big-time cold front, which is going to roll through late tomorrow morning and last overnight Wednesday, and it'll be gone, Johnson, by Thursday morning. All right. At your forecast, we'll take a break. When we come back, your news headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Have you ever played that game, What Would You Rather? Where you give 2 options to see what your friend would choose? Well, let's try it. What would you rather? Would you rather have a telemarketer from a foreign call center named David, or a local North Central Washington agent who has been helping folks for over 20 years on Medicare and has 5 offices to serve you, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So, what would you rather? Now give us a call at Springwater Insurance. Our phone number, 509-888-2600.
Just a gorgeous morning, 61 degrees, unseasonably warm, 88 our forecast high today. That's pretty close to a record, not going to get there. Still going to be in the 80s tomorrow. The big story, of course, as we already mentioned, big time wind, rain, thunderstorms. It's all in the mix Wednesday into Wednesday night, and then we go right back to quiet weather as we head into the weekend. It's 9 minutes after the hour. 3 people are in custody after an alleged drive-by shooting. This happened on Sunday. Moses Lake Police and the Grant County Sheriff's Office say 2 of the suspects are juveniles, 1 a 19-year-old male. Shortly after noon on Sunday, a car pulled up to a home in the 900 block of Lowry Drive, that's in the Larson community of Moses Lake, where the occupants of the car allegedly flashed gang signs and the backseat passenger fired 2 rounds. The vehicle sped away, only to be stopped by police later on when they drove down a dead-end street in Moses Lake. Jesus Cervantes of Moses Lake was the adult suspect arrested. Police say he's believed to be the person who fired the gun. He now faces multiple criminal counts. Wayne Harris, the man who served as Chelan County coroner since 2006, will retire from that office at the end of next year. Harris previously worked as a funeral director in East Wenatchee. He was appointed the coroner 18 years ago to fill the county post left by former coroner Gino Fino. He has since been reelected 5 times, most recently in 2022. Harris is a Republican, so his retirement in December of next year would leave one more calendar year in his term, and that means Chelan County commissioners will have to appoint a replacement from a list put forward by the Chelan County Republican Party. Harris is proposing that the county hire a second deputy coroner to strengthen the office in preparation for his departure, but county commissioners balked at that during budget hearings on Monday. They suggest that he explore sharing costs with Douglas County for the new position. Well, autumn is time for local governments to begin, doing their budgets for next year. Chelan County kicked off that process on Monday. County commissioners oversee a budget of about $55 million a year. The board is required to hold budget hearings with more than 30 county departments in order to establish their individual budgets for 2025. Commissioners held hearings yesterday with the county's coroner, the assessor, the juvenile detention agency, and other offices. More hearings are scheduled between now and November 4th. That's when the county commissioners must submit a preliminary budget to the auditor's office. The deadline to finalize Chelan County's budget is December 16th. Chelan County Commissioner candidate Brad Hawkins has received endorsements from several local and former mayors. Hawkins has served in the state Senate since 2016, became a commissioner candidate for District 3 after the court-ordered redrawing of the 12th District and its neighboring districts. Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer, East Wenatchee Mayor Gerald E. Crawford, Cashmere Mayor Jim Fletcher, and Leavenworth Mayor Carl Floria have all thrown their support behind Hawkins, as have former Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz and former Mayor of Chelan, Mike Cooney. They've also endorsed Hawkins for commissioner. Hawkins came in first during the August primary election. He got almost 60% of the vote, ahead of property developer Flint Hartwig, who came in second with about 16% of the vote. It's that time of the year again. Controlled burns, and Wenatchee Valley residents could see some smoke rising in the far southern part of Chelan County this week, but it's a controlled burn, so no big deal there. The county's Natural Resources Department is conducting a 62-acre controlled burn on public land near Upper Basin and Pole Flats Road. That land is part of the Stimmelt Community Forest. It's about 5 miles north of Malaga. The controlled fire is meant to enhance forest health and reduce the risk of uncontrolled wildfires in the future. Officials say they haven't really picked a start date yet, but once it's decided, they'll let us know. The fire, of course, will be closely monitored with partnering agencies, including the Department of Natural Resources. And if you park on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College, there's a new way to do it. It's now a mobile parking permit. The college is implementing a new system. It's called Honk. It uses QR codes to purchase permits. The QR codes are available on the parking lot signage throughout the Wenatchee campus. Visitors can input their license plates to purchase a permit. Day passes are $2, quarterly passes are $25, quarterly night passes are $15, and other options are available for employees and non-reserved permits. All vehicles parked on the Wenatchee campus need a valid parking permit or a day pass purchased through Honk to park in the visitors' parking lot for more than 30 minutes if visitors do not have a courtesy guest pass. That's the news at 14 minutes after the hour. If you want to know what's going on around here, we think you do. We got the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, the NCW Life Evening News on TV at 5, 6, and 10. A lot of people, that doesn't work into their schedule. We get that. And so we post our news via the World Wide Web on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. You can't miss it. And if there's something out there you think warrants our attention, if it's newsworthy, you send us an email and we'll look into it. news@ncwlife.com. Mariners had to win yesterday in Houston. They did. Highlights are next with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. As the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right all year round. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $1,800.
"17 minutes after the hour in sports, Bryce Miller looked good. 7 scoreless innings. Julio Rodriguez had 3 hits, a couple of RBIs. And the Mariners beat Houston last night. The final was 6-1. That win prevents the Astros from clinching the American League West title. Seattle has won 4 of 5. They're now within a game and a half of the final American League wild card spot in a crowded race. It also includes Detroit, Kansas City, and Minnesota.
12-24 was another one of those marks. Hey, how about Jeremy Pena? Little short hop spinorama. That was not an easy play, and Pena picked it clean.
Get over spinorama. But that was a pretty nifty play with the quick hands of Jeremy Pena on a tough hop. Kind of a top spin line drive. Mandatory that you come back at least once a year.
There you go. Pena's going to make the play to third. Bregman tag out at third base. Rojas tagged out by Bregman on a great heads-up play by the shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
What do you think of that, Ash?
Well, you know, I was going to get ready to hear what Jeff Blum had to say, but that's one of those plays where, as a third baseman, you better react to the bag, and you can see Bregman reacting to the bag. That is the only way that Pena's going to have any chance for a play on that.
It's 2-on, Cal Raleigh at the plate. Cal breaks his bat and gets it over Altuve's reach. Robles being waved home. Here's the throw from Tucker. Save! Mariners take an early lead.
One thing that Cal has been doing really well lately is hitting the off speed. This cutter in on his hands ends up breaking his bat, but his bat dies a hero.
The 0-2. Turner scores. JP coming home. Play at third. Dylan Moore is out. 2 runs count. 2 runs.
I think they waved off the second run because unfortunately Dylan Moore was tagged out at third before. Why? Yeah. Calls it right away, and this is just unfortunate.
You're right.
Unfortunate.
To center field. Plenty deep. Myers is there. Cal's on his way home, and a huge third run crosses home plate. It comes in the 8th inning. It's 3.
Hammer to right field, going back and looking up. Gone! Astros on the board thanks to Jay Hay. Jason Hayward's third home run as an Astro. It's now a 4-1 game.
And that's some good veteran hitting by Jason Hayward. Saw some nasty sliders, sweepers earlier in that at bat.
Fly ball blasted deep, left center field. field, and it's just off the wall. Robles rolls around third. They might have gotten pinned or lost somewhere. It's a double for Julio. Robles scores in a big run. They get it right back. It's 5-1. It's stuck. Hayward can't get it out of there. Here's a Rosarena, one out runner at third. Out towards the gap, right center field. This is really socked well. It short hops the wall. It goes over the fence. It's a ground rule double, the third double this inning for the Mariners, who now lead it 6-1. Blanco in shallow right field. Raley to the bag, and that's the ball game. The Mariners start this series in Houston 1-0 with a 6-1 win behind a dynamite effort from Bryce Miller.
It was just so good, and all of his pitches were working for him. I loved how he worked ahead of this very aggressive Houston Astros team and then just went to work from there, expanding the zone.
Manager Dan Wilson said it was great to win a game the Mariners had to win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
What a ball game. That's a really big team win right there for us. So many good things to talk about. Bryce Miller was phenomenal tonight. He had everything going, and then that seventh inning was something pretty spectacular to see him pull through that, not give up a run in that situation, getting towards the end of his rope, but really reached down, found something extra, which is what happens this time of year, and that was a really big kind of a breakout outing for him. And that was, outstanding. Got his ERA under 3, I think, tonight, so outstanding work for Bryce. Offensively, tons of good things to talk about. Lots of hits again tonight, double digits, and then getting guys over, getting bunts down, getting sack flies. Those things are huge, and when you can add on late with those types of things, you give your bullpen so much more leeway. And Troy Taylor did a nice job tonight. Bizzardo again, continuing to throw very well. So it's just a great win all around, and. We just like the bad ones, you also have to flush the good ones and come back tomorrow ready to play.
So where are we? The Mariners are 4 games behind the Astros in the division standings. There's 5 games left to play. Houston will have another chance to wrap up the title. When the teams meet again tonight, Logan Gilbert will face Framber Valdez. High school, our cameras and Grant Olson will be at the Eastmont Gymnasium tonight. The Davis Pirates and the Eastmont Wildcats and girls volleyball. Airtime 6:50. They'll get going at 7 o'clock right here on the NCW Life Channel. Moses Lake welcomes Wenatchee, undefeated Wenatchee. At 7 o'clock tonight, West Valley travels just down the road to Eisenhower. They'll also get going at 7 o'clock. In CWAC prep volleyball, Manson no longer undefeated. As a non-leaguer, it'll take on Ephrata. It'll be in Manson at 6:30. Quincy will be at Othello at 6:30. Grandview at East Valley at 6, and Toppenish and Ellensburg will do battle also at 6 o'clock. There's more prep volleyball. There's a lot going on, folks. Chelan will be at Cascade at 6:30, and Caribou Trail League volleyball, Bridgeport at Omak. It's Cashmere at Natchez Valley at 6:30, Liberty Bell at Brewster at 6:30, Wilbur, Creston, Keller, and Lake Roosevelt at 6:30. Slightly earlier for Soap Lake and Moses Lake Christian, Pateros welcomes Antioch at 6:15, and Oroville plays host to Waterville Mansfield. To the pitch we go. In the Big Nine, Davis will host Eastmont. They start earlier down in Yakima because they do not have lights on the Davis soccer field, so they got to play in the daylight. 5 o'clock is when they're going to go in there. Wenatchee will host Moses Lake and leave off the field at the Apple Bowl, and Eisenhower again at West Valley at 7 o'clock. In the CWAC, it's Ephrata at Ellensburg at 4 o'clock. Again, no lights in Ellensburg. 6 o'clock first start for Othello and East Valley. Toppenish girls will take on Prosser, and the Quincy girls soccer team will be at Grandview at 6 o'clock. More soccer. Undefeated Cashmere travels to Natchez Valley at 6 o'clock. Chelan will be at Pateros at 4:30. Colville welcomes Lake Roosevelt at 4 o'clock in girls soccer. Liberty Bell and Brewster will do battle at 4:30. It's Tenasket at Bridgeport and Okanagan at Oroville. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 24th day of September. It's National Voter Registration Day, by the way, in case you haven't done that already. Register to vote. It's the only time, I mean, think about it, the only 2 times that the government not only asks your opinion, but they have to listen to you. Your opinion counts. One is voting and the other is jury duty. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But no, today is National Punctuation Day. And as any English teacher will tell you, where you put the punctuation can change the entire meaning of a sentence. I mean, what's the difference between a colon, a semicolon, a dash? It's important. It's important. So if you want to improve your writing, not only understand punctuation, but what punctuation means when one uses it or reads it. There are 14 punctuation marks in the English language, and they are the comma, the period, the colon, the ellipsis, the semicolon, the apostrophe, the hyphen, the dash, quotation marks, question mark, the exclamation point, the slash, and the parentheses and or brackets, whatever you choose. Happy National Punctuation Day. Today I have a handy little guide that I keep taped up not far from my desk because I always get confused. What do I do here? Oh, that's right. That's what this means. Happy National Punctuation Day today. 26 minutes after the hour, today in history, everybody said you can't do this, Jimmy Doolittle. Fly a plane without seeing where you're going. But that's what he did. Jimmy Doolittle, on this date in 1929, this is a long time ago, performs the first flight ever without a window. He taped up the window. He wanted to prove that you could fly a plane, take off, fly it, and land it, simply relying on instruments and nothing else. He understood that pilots, if they just do visual flight rules, could get vertigo, all kinds of problems that could happen. Your spatial orientation gets all screwed up. He said, no, the instruments do not lie. Jimmy Doolittle performs the amazing feat of flying without seeing where he's going. He did it on this date 95 years ago today. Speaking of flying in airports, this is an aerial shot of Bombay, India. The big airport to the right is the Santa Cruz Airport. It's the big international airport in Bombay. That smaller airport to the far left is the Huru Aerodrome. And on this date, 52 years ago today, in 1972, Japan Airlines Flight 472, flying into Santa Cruz Airport, the big one, had to execute a 360-degree turn. They flew through some sun and some mist and some fog, and they emerged out of it on their landing pattern and said, oh, there's the runway, and they landed the airplane at the wrong airport. The runway was not nearly long enough to handle a jumbo jet, even though the pilot knew immediately as soon as they touched down they were not going to have enough room on the runway. He hit the brakes, reverse thrust on the engines, all that stuff. It didn't work. Nobody got really injured. Everybody was fine. The plane was destroyed, though. Yes, he lands in the wrong airport. Well, for one thing, they're awfully close together, and I can see how that could happen. But, you know, you do expect when you're on an airplane that they will land at the airport that they're supposed to land in, so long as everything worked out. And if you're a fan of the Washington Huskies or just college football in general, you remember the whammy in Miami. It was 30 years ago today, September 24th, 1994. The Washington Huskies score 35 points in the second half, and they defeat the Miami Hurricanes 38-20 in the Orange Bowl, ending Miami's NCAA record home winning streak at 58. The whammy in Miami. 30 years ago today. I remember watching that on TV. Birthdays. The most significant, probably the most significant justice in Supreme Court history, certainly the most significant Chief Justice in Supreme Court history, John Marshall, the fourth Chief Justice of the United States, the longest serving Chief Justice, fourth longest serving Justice in Supreme Court history. And it was he, and Marbury v. Madison, said, we, the Supreme Court, and only the Supreme Court, have the power of judicial review. We can overturn laws, both state and federal laws, if those laws, in fact, violate the United States Constitution. Before John Marshall, the United States Supreme Court was absolutely the weakest of the three branches of the government. They became an equal branch of the government because of that guy, born in the state in 1755. They're all heavenly birthdays today, I'm afraid. Born 103 years ago today, Jim McKay, host of Wide World of Sports for 37 years. That was appointment television when I was a kid. On the Olympics, too. He was the host of 12 Olympic broadcasts on ABC. It wasn't the Olympics unless Jim McKay was the host. He was born in the state in 1921. And Jim Henson. It's hard to believe Jim Henson's been gone for 34 years. Jim Henson, the man who created the Muppets, born in the state in 1936. Still love the Muppet Show. I do. I love the Muppet Show. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor. That would be Alpine Air. For Eden Air, call Alpine Air. Blah, blah, blah. Easy for me to say. You know, your HVAC system really gets a workout here in the Wenatchee Valley. We have hot summers and cold winters, and your HVAC system has to handle it both. And if you think maybe it ain't doing what it should be doing, give Alpine Air a call. They're the best for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Mike Magnotti's opinion is about old friends. They may be the best ones to have. And then in case you missed the interview that Eric Granstrom did with Ray Washburn, we're going to show it to you again because it's fascinating. Ray's an East Wenatchee resident who played Major League Baseball for 10 years as a pitcher and was pretty good at it. Eric and Ray, when we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life channel, your local TV station. Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor. Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Check out ClubProCashmere.com for upcoming events and tickets.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, a client once asked me how to work on their self-esteem without relying on platitudes such as, I am somebody, etc. I said that one of the ways to look at your self-esteem is to assess my value and consider how I'm seen and valued by others. Now, I may often feel like I'm letting people down, letting some of the people who are closest to me down, but when in fact, these folks see me as someone who's very important to them. Now, for example, I have 3 good close friends I've had since high school who are intelligent, well-read, interesting guys. And I sometimes wonder, why the heck are they friends with me? Though, if you ask them, though, they'd probably tell you that I'm one of the few people in their lives they can count on 100% of the time. Someone whose friendship is a real blessing to their lives. Now, I may not always feel that way, but hey, like I said, these are intelligent men, so hey, who am I to argue with them? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
At Kennedy Group, we understand that buying and selling is more than a transaction, and it's more than just a house. This is where you will gather with friends and family, and where a lifetime of memories will be made. But buying a home is more than memories. Oftentimes, it's your biggest financial decision. The agents at Kennedy Group understand this and provide real estate advice based on your goals and dreams. Call us today, and let's find your happy place.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Well, thanks for watching the NCW Life channel, and it is an extreme honor for me to sit with this man right here to get a chance to talk a little baseball. No, we're going to talk a lot of baseball today. We've got Ray Washburn here, who grew up in the Tri-Cities area and now has come to Wenatchee, believe it or not. And so we get a chance to talk to Ray here, who is, of course, the father of our own Tracy Yednek. And I didn't know until I was talking with Tracy about your baseball past. First of all, Ray, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm very happy to be here.
Tell me about growing up in Burbank, that's not too far from Pasco, right?
Well, about 5 miles just across the Snake River.
Okay.
Towards Walla Walla, just take the first right, and you're right there.
How did you first get into baseball and form a love for baseball?
Well, growing up, we had a high school. Then there's no little league or anything like that. We just, those kids, we'd have taped up baseballs or fix the stitches or whatever, or bats with probably nails in them to hold them together.
Yeah.
We'd make, of course, a lot of vacant fields. We kind of scrape out an area and make a little field. I can remember sometimes making a backstop. It didn't stop much because it was old camouflage material from World War II, and the mesh was about this big.
Oh, so the ball would go right through.
Just about. And, but we always got together and played, and then we'd always adjust the games to how many players we had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you pitch then, or you played whatever?
I pitched off and on. I did everything, and then we all did about that age. It wasn't until, well, I played other positions too, of course, during high school and college too.
Mm-hmm. So going to Burbank, how did Whitworth hear about you to get you to go to college at Whitworth?
Well, I was recruited there.
Okay.
I was actually recruited to basketball. In basketball, I coached in high school, I averaged something like 32, 34 points a game. Or
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a wheat rancher up in the Connell area was a big Whitworth big fan, and so he recruited me.
So what was that experience going from Burbank to Spokane to go to Whitworth College? What was that like for you? Was that a big change or not that big of a deal?
In some ways, but it was a small school, so it really wasn't a big change.
And you were playing both basketball and baseball at Whitworth, right?
Correct.
When did you know that baseball was probably going to be the thing for you?
I can see I wasn't 7 foot or no, I didn't know. I did well in basketball there and played well, but I wasn't. I could see that as the baseball career went on to my junior and senior year, that I was going to probably be the thing, and it happened to be that in baseball in my junior year, we won the Northern region and qualified to go to the Nationals. The college said we don't have any money.
Oh no!
Yeah, so they sent the second place team.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And where was the national championship? How far did you have to go?
I'm not sure about the year before.
Because your senior, you guys actually went,
we
right?
come back and won and getting scraped together, the coach and the people, wives, girlfriends, whatever, were scraping together. And it was mostly players' cars. We drove from Spokane to Sioux City, Iowa.
Oh my gosh!
They all drove there together and all drove back.
What an experience!
Yeah. So back there, we played the home. I remember about it. We played the whole school the night. They probably thought, "Oh, this would be good for." It was Morningside, I think, is the name of the school there in Sioux City. And even at the dinner the night before, I started introducing all the teams. But Worst keeps sitting there. We're sitting there. Never did introduce us.
Oh, you're kidding?
No.
They didn't know you were there, or they didn't think you were going to make it?
They did. I didn't think much of it.
Oh, man. And then you guys go out and show them, huh?
What?
You went out and showed them, huh?
Well, I guess. But I pitched the first night and the first two games. Then, I had a good game. I struck out 17 out of 21.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Now, this would have been about, what, 1960, 61?
What's that?
What year was that, 1960?
60.
Okay.
But then the second game, I don't know if you knew who was on the other team, Louisiana Southern. I pitched against him. I struck him out 3 times.
Who was that?
Lou Brock.
Lou Brock. You struck out 3 times.
You
struck out Lou Brock 3 times?
Oh, yeah. But he always came back at me as he hit a home run off of me at Wrigley Field. I said, "Oh, that's nothing new. That's just the wind blowing pop-up."
So you get out of college at Whitworth, and St. Louis got a hold of you. Tell us about that experience. How did you end up with the Cardinals?
Well, I had a scout that was at the tournament, and he was really adamant about them signing me, and so he even came out to Burbank after the tournament.
Wow.
Keep talking to me. So then I flew back with my dad. Well, the Cardinals were playing in Pittsburgh at the time, so we flew to Pittsburgh, and we got together with the Cardinals. And
now they flew you out. Was that the first time you flew on an airplane, or had you been on an airplane before?
Oh, I can't remember. I can't believe I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they convince you, or did they convince your parents first to have you play baseball?
My parents weren't involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that first year, they actually had you start at the lower leagues, right? Before they brought you up to the big club that first year, rookie year?
I started in AAA.
Okay.
Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have stayed with the Cardinals to see what I could do. Except they had just signed, I think it was Kurt Simmons that was a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So they had just signed him. So they didn't have a roster move to make at the time. So then I went right to AAA. But that probably worked out anyway, because right the minute that season was over, I flew home, flew back to St. Louis, got inducted, and I was in the Army all winter. I did basic training at Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Now, that was your choice, right, to enlist?
What?
That was your choice to enlist? Or were you...
The Cardinals' choice. I knew it was only going to be a 6-month thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I got an early release, applied for it and got it. But I was still late to spring. I think I had about 10 days of spring training that year by the time I got there.
So when you first came up with the Cardinals, you were mostly a fastball guy?
Oh, fastball, slider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you brought it, right?
Mid, little upper 90s probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's before they had the radar.
I didn't have all the things on every pitch and everything, and the announcers wouldn't bother us not like today. Well, that was 98. That was just BS. That doesn't mean anything.
I read that there was a sports writer who called you Whizzer Washburn. Did you ever know that somebody was calling you Whizzer Washburn?
A whizzer?
Yeah, like you threw the ball so hard it whizzed by people.
Oh, I don't know about that, but then that's when I hurt my shoulder. I was in L.A. that day. I had a perfect game through the 8th inning, and so I tore something in my shoulder, so that really set me back about 3 years.
And I mean, you really tore it, right? I mean, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, so I made it come back, and well, I pitched a little every year, but wasn't until about 66, really 65.
Felt better.
It made it really coming back and pitching more. And then, of course, had good years in 66, 67, 68. Well, I thought I had a great year. I won 14, I had 10 no decisions before I gave up 2 runs at last. And then I had a 2.26 run average. I thought, yeah, I'm really good. Except to look at Gibson's 1.12.
When let's talk about some of the teammates you had back then. You had some pretty. I mean, you have some teammates who are now in the Hall of Fame, right?
Well, 5 of them on that one team. Cepeda.
Yeah.
Lou Brock. Gibson. Who else is on there? Oh, Roger Maris. A couple of years.
Yeah, so Roger Maris, you had him on your team after he did all of his heroics with the Yankees then, right?
Yeah.
What was he like as a teammate?
Oh, great.
Nice guy?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I don't know which ring is which here, but we've got both of your World Series rings here.
Yeah.
So which one, you had 64 and 68?
67.
67. So this is 64? I don't have my glasses on here. Oh, that's 64.
Yeah.
So tell me about that 64, because that's after you got injured, but the skipper kept you on the roster even though you really couldn't participate. That had to say a lot about what they thought about you, huh?
I never pitched in the series that year, so yeah.
But that, to me, that says they thought that much of you, that they knew you wouldn't be able to contribute, but they wanted to make sure that you got a ring and you were part of that. Does that mean a lot to you?
Well, I was pretty happy to have him being there and at the series. And that was the big series with the Warriors against each other.
Yeah. And then in 68, before we get to the World Series in 68, let's talk about your special year in 68, where you talked about how you had, coming back from that injury. And your shoulder injury, you kind of had to change how you pitched, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you change?
Wasn't overpowering anymore. A lot of
curveball,
sliders. I had basically three main pitches, but being able to throw them for strikes anytime in the count was a big thing. Whether I'm behind 2-0. Or ahead 2-0, I might throw a curveball, I might throw a slider, or a sinker. I could throw any one of the three at any time in the pitch count. I think was a big.
And you had confidence that you could throw it for a strike.
Oh wow! Not only a strike, a location too.
Could you show me how you hold the ball for a curveball?
Oh, a curveball. I don't know. Also fastball. I was a two-seamer.
Okay.
All the way.
Okay.
I came off like this.
Right.
See my finger? Mm-hmm. So I come off. That's when it's still on the ball.
Okay. That caused a little bit of a.
Huh?
That caused a little bit of a curve to it.
Sinker.
Oh, okay.
Sinker.
Okay. Okay.
The curveball. Let's see basically how I held it most of the time. What? My fingers aren't too good anymore, but then the fingers had to be closer together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I slipped today in my fingers.
So that's a modern Major League Baseball right there.
Yeah. Well, size is still the same. I haven't changed the size. That's just as pumped up. Who's running baseball now thinks that's what the fans want. The fans want, they don't want to see a 1-0, 2-1 game.
Right, right.
So-called, I don't know what's wrong with that. This is pretty exciting, a lot of them.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So let's go to September of 1968. Okay, so let's see, I think it was Tuesday night, the game you guys played with the Giants. Gaylord Perry shut you guys out, not only shut you out, but no hit you, right?
Yeah.
So you got to come back the next day with a day game at Candlestick.
Yeah.
What was that like for you guys? I'm imagining after you got shut out the night before, got no hit, everybody's daubered down a little bit.
The thing is, I'd gone back to the hotel early because that was going to be a late game and such an early game the next day. I didn't know about it till I got up, had breakfast in the paper.
And you saw it in the paper?
Yeah.
Because you got some good sleep that night because you knew you were going to pitch the next day.
Yeah, that's right. So then I didn't think anything else about it until we got out the game, and so we started the game started like any other game. I threw a lot of curveballs, and so we just went on. I don't think there was anything unusual about it, except they kept hitting the ball on the ground. All that's what I knew about Gaylord. There's only 2 balls hit out of the infield. Same thing in my game.
Right.
So, but on infield grass or Candlestick, you didn't know it. You couldn't see the tops of your shoes.
Oh, the grass was that tall? Oh my God!
Well, it was pretty tall. I don't know if it's that tall, but I might be stretching it.
But that's going to slow down those ground balls, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So at what point did you, I mean, you've been close, you flirted with perfect games, you flirted with no-hitters. Do you have a feeling at a certain point in the game where you're like...
No, just had to go out and get the next one at a time, one out, one inning at a time. So I was not I got to do this, do that. When that hitter came up there, I knew who it was and what I had to do. The only thing that came close in the 9th inning, I got the leadoff hitter out. Then I got Mays again. Third ball.
Willie Mays, by the way. Willie Mays.
He grounded out to third base. And then McCovey pulled one foul out over the bleachers. But then the next pitch, another curveball, he hit that side of center field. Where Flood didn't hardly have to move for him.
So you get that final out, and your catcher, is the catcher first one out to greet you on the mound to give you a big hug?
Johnny Edwards, he was back up. Carlos had picked him up to back up McCarver. So. Yeah.
So then it was a mad scene on the mound?
Well, yeah, normally, like you would see.
Yeah. What was that feeling like? I saw a picture of you and Gaylord in the locker room afterwards. They took a picture of you guys.
Oh yeah, I got one, and I got it up here. It was
because I looked back in the history books. That's the only time in a series the back-to-back no-hitters have been pitched in the same ballpark. It's never been done prior to that or after that.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
That's pretty special. Did you know Gaylord at all, or was that just a one-time meeting just to get that picture?
No, because you played that team over and over and over. Actually, you know all the players, and they know who you are. And,
yeah. So when you look back on your baseball career, do you look at it with, man, if I hadn't gotten hurt, I could have had so much more, or do you look back and go, well, I did the best with what I had?
Well, you can, but I don't try not to do that. What if I hadn't got hurt? What if? You can't live on what ifs.
Yeah.
So I was able to come back and do that much. I was fortunate, I think.
Well, Ray Washburn has been joining us here on the NCW Life Channel, a local legend right here in the Wenatchee Valley, and appreciate you watching and appreciate Mr. Washburn's time here today on the NCW Life Channel.
What once was old now is new to the NCW Life Channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCW Life Channel, your local TV station.
Campfire North Central Washington, serving youth ages 3 to 18. Register today in one of Campfire's programs. Club members meet regularly with volunteer leaders to learn responsibility, sharing, cooperation, and citizenship. When a child is involved in Campfire, they will be actively learning and engaged in activities, encouraged to learn new skills, feel a part of the group, learn to work in a team setting, participate in planning, goal setting, and making lasting memories.
Thank you for trusting Abby's Legendary Pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
At Highline Homes, we know that kids can come home at any stage of life. Whether your kids are coming home or coming back home, we've got the perfect custom-built home solution for you and your family. Highline Homes has up to 100% financing packages available through our select lenders. View our many floor plans at highlinehomes.com or visit one of our model homes in Oregon, Washington, California, or Idaho. Then you're well on your way to building that perfect dream home for the next phase of your life.
Nice crib.
Nice crib.
Highline Homes. On your lot, on time, built right.
Boy, you couldn't have asked for a nicer morning. In fact, the temperature really hasn't moved much. It was 61 degrees when this show started. It's still 61 degrees. Of course, with the days getting shorter, it takes a little longer to warm up. And we're going to warm up in a big way today, close to a record high temperature. Complete forecast details are coming up, but first a couple of slides from the National Weather Service. We wanted to show you wind, and lots of it. There is a robust, very fast-moving cold front that's aimed right at us. It's going to knock the ridge of high pressure right out of alignment, and it's going to be a very interesting Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Look how strong the wind gusts are going to be. They're going to be howling all over the place. That means, of course, blowing dust. The waters will be choppy if you're out fishing someplace. You might want to, take it easy there. Very, very strong winds accompany this cold front Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening, blowing dust. Thunderstorms, even a possibility here for the Wenatchee Valley. And on top of all that, there are some fire concerns. Here we are, late September anyway, and we're still talking about some elevated fire concerns. The relative humidity is not going to be too bad, 25 to 35%. That's dry, but this is the time of the year when the relative humidity is really at its highest. Right now, relative humidity is at 82%. But the big story is going to be the wind, and it's still going to be warm. We're still going to be in the 80s on Wednesday, but this sucker is going very fast. It's going to start rolling in about 11 a.m., noon tomorrow. It'll be full force by sunset tomorrow night. It'll eventually die down overnight Wednesday. Thursday looks beautiful. Friday looks beautiful, but we got to get through what's going to be a very interesting day from Mother Nature tomorrow. So in detail, here we go. A lot of sunshine today. Our record high temperature on September 24th is 90. We'll be at 88. That's pretty warm, and I don't think we're going to see 88 again for a long time. 62 for the overnight low tonight. Wednesday morning, not much. You're going to go, what's going on? Where's this cold front? By Wednesday late morning, 11:30, here it comes. By the afternoon, we have a chance of showers. We have a chance of thunderstorms, clouds rolling in, wind picking up. It'll be breezy tomorrow morning, just darn windy tomorrow night, and right on into Wednesday night. Overnight, it's going to be very, very windy for a very brief period of time, but when it's windy, it's going to be really blowing. But then by Thursday, this cold front, very fast moving, it'll be gone. It'll be out of here. And as you saw, it's going to be really nice for the weekend. And that's it for us. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.